Okay, so we'll get second time lucky. I had a few technical hitches, but obviously I've got you one already. Got you back in. This time my hay fever is absolutely slaughtering me. My eyes look like they're going to explode. Obviously, Spurs played West Ham. Good result for you lot. How did you see the game?
I thought the first 10-15 minutes was quite cagey. It wasn't a great 10-15 minutes from either team. We're trying to feel each other out as you do in London derbies. But I think after the drinks break around 25, whatever it is, I think we started to get a lot more possession and we started to push forward a lot more. We were basically playing in their half. I thought after that, our flow was quite good and managed to get a few chances on the board as well.
Okay. I mean, watching the game, it seemed like one of those kind of horrible dead games because mainly West Ham tried to kill the game, just kill it dead. Obviously, teams do that. They stifle the better opposition to try and nick something at the end or what's not. But it kind of turned out the other way round. The goal did go in through to a little bit of, I'd say, luck, whereas they got the new rule of the handball. How do you see that in terms of, do you think it's a bit lucky with the handball, or what do you think about that?
Look, I think we've had a chat about this before. I'm in the same boat as you where I don't like that handball rule. I think it's crap. I think it's ridiculous. Stupid. I think the only time you should be giving that handball is if you'd meant to do it and it was on purpose. We did get lucky. By the letter of the law, Aguero's one got chalked off for skimming off. So at the end of the day, if by the letter of the law, we got a little bit lucky. But to be honest with you, sometimes you need that luck, Chris. There's a lot of times where this season we've been unlucky with decisions, and thankfully this one's gone for us. Yeah,
100%. I mean, you're obviously the better team anyway, so sometimes luck works out in the right way.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly change one thing. 1 second. I'll edit all this out, don't worry. I'm switching it over to my Wi-Fi because it was cutting up a little bit there. Okay, yeah. So I mean, obviously you got the goal, which led to they have to now come out and stop playing so negative. Harry Kane got his touches in the opposition box, so he's happy about that. He got his goal. So what are we? Is Harry Kane back now? Is he firing? Is going to kick on from here?
Nah, look. I mentioned yesterday when we spoke about it. Michael Owen had the same injury, and people don't really realise what the injury is. It's a tendon that attaches the hamstring. It's not the actual hamstring. It's a very serious injury, and even Michael Owen was honest enough to say that he lost strides of pace. Not that Harry Kane's got pace, but he lost that little bit of sharpness in the first 7-8 months. I think he said it took him 18 months to really try and get back to exploding on it too much. So he's not back. Obviously, it's a start. We want him to start scoring, which that's what Harry Kane does.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad he's got 2 90 minutes. He got the 90 against Man United and he got the 90 last night because it's going to help him with his recovery. And slowly, he will regain that sharpness. But if you ask me right now, is he back? No. His first performance against Man United wasn't that great, but yesterday's second half was much better from Harry Kane. So I think once he gets the minutes under his belt, he'll get sharper and sharper, and the goals will come naturally. He's a goal scorer, isn't he?
100%. That's what he does. That's what Mr. Harry Kane does. But on Harry Kane, saying that, with the tendon, with the injury, with the fitness, with everything, I asked a few people, if you had the opportunity to sell Harry Kane, you get 150 mil in the post, and you've got the option of buying a striker like Haaland, who would be about 60, 65 mil. Would you take it, or would you keep Harry Kane and crack on with him? Considering what you said with the tendon and so forth, what would you do right now if you had the choice?
Look, Harry Kane has got injuries every single year. We know this. And he's 26 years of age, and he's had a couple of bad injuries. If you're guaranteeing me 150 million and also guaranteeing me a replacement striker like Haaland, yeah, I think I would. The only reason why I think I would take that is because we've got Son as that backup as well. So when you see that Harry Kane's out injured, Son's always the one that comes in and gets us the goals. You know, he's a goal scorer as well. If you can then add in someone like Haaland and 150 million that probably Jose or whoever the manager is at the time can sort our team out with that 150, 200 million, then yeah, I think I probably would take that, Chris, yeah.
And also looking to the future, Haaland's a lot younger. Harry Kane's not exactly old. He turns 27 next month, does he not? Yeah, next month, I think. So he's not exactly old, but in terms of strike, in terms of any player, you're reaching the prime time to cash in. So if you're going to cash in, it will be now.
I'd like to keep him for another year. I'll be honest with you. No matter what happens in the next couple of years, we can't moan about what Harry Kane's done. He's stayed with us, 6-7 years. He's been in the first team for 4 years or 5 years. He's scoring 30 a season. So we do need to be careful who we get in as a replacement if that does happen, because you're taking out 30 goals a season from Tottenham. Now, you take out 30 goals, Spurs are nowhere near the European places. So we need to be very, very careful. But I think, a striker at that age, 26, 27, 28, really is in his prime. So I personally think Harry Kane will start looking at himself where he wants to be, where Spurs are going. Remember, he's not going to stay at Spurs for his whole career. That's not going to happen. I think
he would if you became like trophy winners and successful. I think because he knows how good he is, I think he wants to get titles and trophies under his belt. But I think if you started winning, which obviously you've got in someone now who's won everything, if you started winning, I think he would want to stay. I think the clock's ticking in terms of whether you start winning trophies or not, whether he stays.
100%.
Yeah. So
100%. I think Harry will look at the situation with Mourinho and say, I don't think the football will be the issue. I think, like you said, even if we do start winning trophies, I still believe he'll go to a Real Madrid or something like that, because those clubs are a different level in terms of their stature, in terms of the clubs. Yeah. It used to be kind of Man United. I mean, it still is Man United. Man United is a massive club. But when you've got Barca's, Real Madrid's coming for you, even if Spurs are winning trophies, it's going to be very, very hard to keep hold of it.
Yeah.
So,
No, I get that. And lastly, quick, where do you think, if you made your prediction today, where will Spurs end up at the end of the season? What position?
So on my channel, I said would be 7th. That was my prediction. Post-lockdown, obviously. Pre-lockdown, I put us in the top 5. So I'm not going to lie about that. But post-lockdown, once you've seen how many points we've dropped this season, I can see Wolves 5th. I know, I might come into stick for that because I know you're a Man United fan. But
dude, I'm scared. I'm scared. I can't lie.
I'll be honest with you. I watched Wolves the other day, and I mean, every time I watch them, they get quicker and quicker. They got such great creative play in the midfield with Moutinho and Neves, and then you've got the wide players who are absolutely rapid. So for me, they're going to be one of the favourites for that 5th position. I think top 4, in my opinion, is going to stay the same. And then I think Man United get ahead of us in 6th position. But I think we'll nick Europa League in 7th position. I don't see Arsenal causing us a bit of an issue in terms of that, in that space. The other one that could cause an issue are the teams in and around us, like Sheffield United and them guys. So you never know. But I think with Spurs' fully fit lineup, I put us in 7th position.
I think Sheffield are out of it now. I think they're going to keep failing. I did think Leicester was way gone, but they're starting to look like they can be caught. So, I mean, like you say, it can be anything. I won't say Man United will end up 6th or wherever, because it can actually be anything. It can be anything. Yeah.
I think with Leicester as well, they had poor form going into the lockdown. And I think they've kind of carried that on. I think whereas they had such a great start to the season, such a good mid-season, and then they started to veer off after they got 1 or 2 injuries. So, I know that Leicester have been dropping points. I just think I don't see Tottenham gaining 10 points over them. And I don't see Chelsea dropping that many points as well. So I would keep the top 4 prediction, and I'll put us in 7th, Man United in 6th, and Wolves in 5th.
Brilliant. Mr. Andrew, always a pleasure. Also, you've got your own fan channel. Give that a quick plug.
Yeah, so my fan channel is called For The Fans TV. If you go on Instagram, it's For The Fans _TV. The first video will be out on Friday, and I'm sure we'll be doing a lot more videos together as well.
100%. 100%, man. All right, and always a pleasure.
No problem. Thank you so much.
And we'll speak soon.
Take care. Thank you.
Nice one.
We're ready.